What are your thoughts on Christian hip hop?
I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need the help. Ooh, I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need the help. Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right.
King's Dream Entertainment.
At that point, I had seen so many people either who had came in the game with me around that time, have this one song and you never hear from them again.
Yep.
And I had a fear of that. So I was like, how can I prevent that? And I knew that me keeping my head down and not getting caught up in all the glitz and glamour from it, you know, and that's what I did. You know, so I lost on one end. I lost being in the moments, but at the same time, I was able to take these situations and be able to multiply them and stay ahead and always just, you know, put my best foot forward and you know, just be consistent and persistent in what I was doing.
And the book is the continuation of that.
The book is the continuation of that. Prior to writing the book, I was really just trying to find my true purpose in you know, what I was really passionate about. I knew it was music, but you know, what else? So once I figured out like my true purpose in no matter what I do, whether it's music, conversation with people, speaking, is to inspire and it's to motivate people and it's to encourage people and impact. Once I figured out my purpose, then everything just kind of aligned itself. And that helped me too with projects I'm working on, you know, making decisions on what to do next. It's like, okay, if it aligns with my purpose, then it's a go. If it doesn't, then it's probably not. I probably don't want to work on that right now because I don't get to exercise my purpose within it. You know, so the book was just an extension of that, man. It was how can I take my personal experiences, my insecurities, failures, all these things that I had to deal with in getting to my success and be able to help other people with it.
That's so cool, man. Can you talk about the book a little bit? I'm assuming it's a lot of the stuff you talked about on the interview, but just talk a little bit about the book. Where can they get it? You know what I mean? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so my new book is called Pray, Focus, Plan, Execute, a memoir by S1. And it's...
I love that, by the way. Pray, Focus, Plan, Execute.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, man. That's been my mission statement, you know. And the reason why I named it that is because I realized that looking back at all my successes, in each achievement, those four things were always present.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Always present.
That's good.
You know, so yeah, I thought there was a lot of strength in that. And like I say, my book is like 21 chapters long, and basically what it is every chapter of the book is a story. It's a story from my life, from my career. You know, whether it's the situation with working with Beyonce or on the Watch the Throne album or Kanye or growing up in Waco, every chapter is a story. And after each story, I have a reflective moment to where I give my bird's eye view of that situation and able to connect the message to the story, the experience of the story. And yeah, man, like I said, I felt like it was important for me to release this book and be able to not highlight my achievements, but more so display the process that it took to get to the achievements and my failures and setbacks and all these discouraging moments that I've had. You know, but being able to overcome those and push through them.
Because so much of it is overcoming. Like so much of it is just being persistent.
It's just being persistent,
sticking it out.
It's being persistent. I mean, writing this book, I quit maybe 10 times in the process, literally. You know, but I was always reminded, I could hear God's voice tell me, like, it's not about you. You know, if this is your purpose, it's about helping others through your experices. And it was always his voice putting me right back in it. You know, let's get back to it to get it completed.
That's so cool. A few more questions. What is I know you've worked with certain Christian hip hop artists. You got Kanye now, you got Chance, You did something on Kirk's last album. By the way,
Yes.
album of the year for me.
Oh, man,
that Kirk
appreciate
album,
that.
I bought multiple physicals of that. I listen to that every
love it,
morning.
man.
I love what you did on that record.
I love that, bro.
What are your thoughts on Christian hip hop?
I love it. I think it's in a good space. I think at one point I didn't like much of it because it was just it was just cheesy. A lot of it was cheesy. I'm big on authenticity and on originality, and I felt a lot of it was trying to be certain things, but it just wasn't quite there yet. You know, but now you can start hearing it in this. You know, I love working with Lecrae. Like that's my guy, and
He's dope.
yeah, he's super dope. Him and Andy's amazing, and just their whole squad. And I worked with The Truth before, and he's amazing. So now I'm starting to see like more authentic gospel hip hop. Yeah, you know, and it's basically still having the rawness of what I love in hip hop, but then also just having a message. Yep. You know, so I think just the combination of those two makes it more real than, you know, because most people listen to the music first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if the
especially in 2020.
Especially in 2020. So if the music isn't right, then the message is pretty much
100%.
you pretty much forfeiting the message. Yep. You know, but now it's being reversed. It's like, okay, they're delivering really quality music. So because you jam into the music, now you can be able to receive the message as well.
That's good. Last question. I talk to a lot of people, and I think many of our issues, and I'm sure you will co-sign this, is I think many of our issues go back to a lack of faith. A lack of faith in one's own abilities, one's own ability to attain their dreams and goals. There's a lack of faith in God. If you don't have faith in yourself, where's that faith going to come from, right? And I think for me, I think being someone that's into fitness and entrepreneurship, I think the biggest question is, if someone doesn't believe that they can do something, they're done. They're dead in the water. Talk about what role has faith played in your life. You know, there's the obvious God, having faith in God, which believing God is for you, things are going for you, every step of the righteous man is ordered, right? And how that's been a lot of the driving factor is just simply believing that after 15 years of losses, trials, tribulations, small wins, you maintain that faith that you can get to that next tier. And now you're in a place where you're leveling up again. Like, speak on just the role of faith in the process of success.
Oh man, faith is so important, bro. And I actually speak on faith quite a bit in my book, you know, because that literally was the foundation for me being able to overcome a lot of things that I was able to overcome. It's just having that faith. And then what's so dope about how God works is, you know, we believe a lot of things. We can believe we can accomplish certain things. But if you're not seeing results of that, then your faith is tried. You know, so my faith was tried a lot, but it was me always holding on to, and I quote this scripture a lot in the book because I would say it all the time. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. You know, so I would hold on to that scripture, and I would almost challenge God, and he would always come through. Come on. So as he would, you know, over time, as he would continually come through, no matter what I had, what I was going through prior to that situation, my faith was just growing. And it made me to rely more on him as opposed to get caught up in what's not happening or what's not happening in the process of that. You know, so it was always that faith in God just showing up that just kept strengthening my faith. And it was like, then it got to a point to where I was like, what's for me is for me, regardless of who tries to step in and take something away from me. If it's for me, it's gonna be for me, and I'm gonna receive that, regardless of whatever.
Yeah, man. I think for me, ever since I had a son, my son's 5. Ever since I had Levi, my understanding of God has just evolved. Not evolved, but it just went deeper into the idea that he's a good, loving father that wants to bless his kids and provide good things for his kids. You know? And I think whether that is making it as a producer, whether that's making it as an artist, a YouTuber, an entrepreneur, a stay-at-home mom, an office, like whatever that thing is, it's, I think so much of it starts with just believing that God is for you.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely, man.
So, word up,
and I had to learn that, you know, over time, because like I say, everything is built over time. Your trust, faith, it's all built over time, but you have to be able to, it just teaches you have to rely on God. And and it also teaches you that it's so much that we don't have control over.
Yep.
And I think that's really what it boils down to, is like, control what you can control.
Amen. That's how I've been pushing that heavy.
And those uncontrollable things is in God's hands.
Any other final words? Producers watching, they're sitting here, they're dreaming, they're thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, what like final words, thoughts you got for them?
I would just say to never give up. If it's something that you truly believe in, don't stop. Looking at my situation, like, it took me 14 years to get to my life-changing moment. Imagine if I would have quit my 13th year. That would have forfeited everything in that 14th year and up to now.
Yeah.
I would have completely forfeited everything. So just keep going.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when, the thing we don't have control over is when things happen.
Yep.
That's all in God's hands.
Yep.
So just do what you're supposed to do, control what you're supposed to control, and just never stop, man. Because you never know what God has in store for you.
There you go, man. S1, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all pick up the new book immediately. I can't wait to read it, man. Appreciate you, brother.
My faith.
I've been up for a minute, now I'm down for it. I've been good with the team, never bad for it. I'ma work for the winner, never slack for it. And I live for the king, I got a crown for it. I know the way, ayy, know the way. He really is the way, he the way, ayy. You can follow me, ayy. I know the way, ayy. Never been afraid, cause we know the way, ayy. Ayy, ain't no shame in the way.